I want you to delete your Facebook. I want you to sell your house, and I want you to go to Times Square. I want you to go have a huge sign, take a microphone, and be like, "Hey guys, I'm the stupidest man alive," and then punch yourself in the dick. My name's Mohnish, and I'm your main host. Welcome to Real Talk. So on the podcast, we talk about the two biggest apps involved in online dating, which is Tinder and Bumble. I mean, if you have enough intelligence to open up a door, file your taxes, or close the blinds, you probably have enough intelligence to download the app. But downloading Tinder and Bumble is probably the easiest part about it. The hard part is what we cover on this podcast. Why do women and men have vastly different experiences, even though it's the same app? Right? What's the number one mistake most guys make that every dude makes? I made it with Tinder and Bumble. And is this app even worth using in the first place? We talk about all that and more on this episode. Check it out. One of the most surprising things that I've ever seen about Tinder has been the fact that when you go on a girl's Tinder account, it's basic. So I've been on my girlfriend's Tinder account, and she basically, I mean, dude, it's a sausage fest, dude. There's like, as soon as any girl makes a Tinder account, there's like 50 dicks flying in her face immediately. It's ridiculous, right? And,
I just realized I want to see her Tinder account so bad because she's very attractive. So it's got to be insane.
Justine is so much more attractive than me and better than me that if we split up for whatever reason, I would be alone crying in a basket for 6 months, naked in the fetal position. Whereas Justine would have, like, just by her Tinder profile alone, she would have like 7 guys lined up ready to go, like just automatically.
She'd have a whole like weekly schedule of dates planned out.
Yeah. Like a March Madness calendar.
Within like 2 hours of breaking up with you, probably.
Yeah.
More like 20 seconds. She's like already calling up John right after the breakup. She's wonderful. And one of the interesting things about this app, Tinder, that no one understands is that it is such a uniquely different experience for guys and girls.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So what basically all guys, most guys, for Tinder, unless you're extremely attractive or you're doing really well on Tinder, it's kind of like being in the middle of a desert asking for water, and then for women, it's basically like being inside a water tank, needing water. It's just there's so
great
much.
Analogy.
Thank you. My water tank analogy. I just imagined a girl like inside a water tank, like being, "Get me out of here."
Cool story, bro.
Yeah. I know you know what this is, Mohnish. Army, I'm pretty sure you do as well. The Mating Grounds podcast that I've been listening to recently has their Helping Joe segment where these guys, Tucker Max, Charlie Hone, and I forget the other one's names, to be honest. Yeah.
Neil's
yeah, they basically do they do this almost case study of this guy named Joe where they help him with his dating problems. And when they get him into Tinder, there's a couple episodes after they introduce Tinder where they bring in a girl who's a friend of Charlie's, and she shows them. I know, it's absurd. She shows her Tinder profile, and she has like just matches on matches on matches, and Joe's like, "Holy shit, like that is fucking insane!" Like I have 17 matches, she has like 400 in the span of 2 weeks, something to that effect. But yeah, girls. I mean, they're dealing with a completely different situation than guys are. I mean, of course, I'm incredibly handsome and funny, so I have tons and tons of matches.
I have like 12 matches, so,
My 12 matches compares nothing to the girl next door who has 500.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, when I saw Justine's profile on Tinder, I basically shit a brick in her bed. Because I was blown. Shitting bricks. I was blown away by just how many guys there were that automatically matched with her, and also how many guys so she was swiping in front of me, and every single right swipe was an every single there was no like, oh, I swiped right on John and he didn't like me, so like it was every single guy.
I'm pretty sure the girl on the Mating Grounds podcast said she gets roughly around a 75% match success rate, whereas me, I'm getting like maybe
negative 25%.
Maybe 5% probably.
They see Kevin, they actually delete the app because he's so ugly.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah. And then they switch. So they switch to Android if they have an iPhone, and they change.
They destroy their phone,
and they go to a different college also.
Yeah, dude. How successful are you guys on Tinder? Curious. I haven't been on Tinder in months because I have a girlfriend. But
right. So when I became single somewhat recently, I downloaded one. Mohnish, I was at your apartment when I downloaded it. Do you remember that?
I do. And then you matched with the girl that was inside our apartment party while we were having the apartment. Do you remember that?
Did I really?
Yeah.
Oh, there was something like yeah. I remember that.
Actually, either you or her super liked one party.
Yeah. Okay, I remember. Anyways,
cool, man.
Yeah. So I made one then, and I used it for probably several months with, very little success.
Yeah.
And then I recently just downloaded it again a couple weeks ago because I got very bored. I think I was home for a little bit, and I have probably even less success now. I don't think in the past several weeks, I don't think I've gotten a single match. So yeah, I'm a great person to give advice on how to use Tinder.
Yeah.
Glad you guys had me on the podcast.
So I've met girls when I was single through Tinder. None of them panned out though to be any fulfilling relationships or anything really worth talking. Like they never panned out. Like I've met them at a bar and then we.
You haven't married any of them.
Yeah. We met at a bar and then we just said hi, what's up, what's going on, bought a drink. That was about it. That's yeah. So literally, we might not be the right. I haven't used the app in maybe seriously use the app in maybe a year, but we might be the worst people to talk about this.
Yeah, so for me, I don't like Tinder. I honestly don't like online dating very much at all. There are a few reasons for that. I still think it's a great option for a lot of people, but for me, it doesn't work very well. That's probably because I look like a burn victim. And
Jesus Christ!
I'm just kidding.
Shut up, Heath Ledger. You fucking kidding me?
Yeah, I'm just kidding. I know I'm just dashing as hell. But honestly, it's like it just feels like it's a lot more effort than I get out of it. Just to write
No. You swipe right. What the fuck are you talking about?
That's
effort?
not. Hey, shut up. That's not all there is to it. And the thing is, I think especially with Tinder, you do have to have really good pictures. And it's funny to think, but I have good pictures for certain situations, resumes and business profiles, that sort of thing. But I don't actually have that many good pictures of myself that are the kind you would use on Tinder. And also, and again, it's not just swiping right. It's like the conversation and all that kind of crap. And obviously, I love talking to people in real life, but it's very difficult to judge what a person is like over text. And I've had some really funny conversations on Tinder that I was like, oh, this person's pretty cool and laid back and I could get along with them. And most of the time, here's what I think, and this is why I think I probably don't like it more than I might otherwise, is that I think many of the women on Tinder especially, at least where I live, but this has generally been true of anywhere I've used it, most of the people on there are using it not really because they're actively looking for people to date or hang out with. It's more they just want attention and they want to kind of entertain themselves very low risk.
Yeah, 58 to 80%, I would say the ballpark estimate, but they're just the women are using it for ego validation. Like, let's see how many guys they can get. Like, they'll be bored at a party and then they'll be Tinder swiping, and then the next day they'll be like, oh, I have 734 matches, and they're just like.
By the way, though,
I must be so gorgeous.
If I was a woman, I would do the same shit. God,
absolutely.
That's a shortcut. That's a shortcut to life. Like, oh, I feel shitty about myself. Hey, look Look, 700 people think I'm attractive. That's very nice.
Yeah.
I would quit my job, drop out of school if I was a woman, and just swipe Tinder all the time. There would be nothing else I'd be doing.
Oh, absolutely.
So, Army, I do slightly disagree with you. I do think that, at least when I used it, I mean, you might have had different experiences, but I do think that Tinder is extremely easy compared to, a bar scenario. But also the trade back is you'd rather be in real life, rather be talking to real people.
Yeah, so there are a few things.
Plus,
I need to expand on that, what I said, though. So, yes, you're right. Like, at the surface, online dating and Tinder, they do seem very easy. Like, the barrier to entry to get started is very low, as you said. And the actual amount of effort it takes to keep it going is very low. I'm just saying the return for me has been very small. I've never gone on a date that I really liked from a person I met online. That's just how it is for me. I don't know.
Tinder,
I feel like, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say that also, I don't think it's right to compare it to bars. I hate bars. I work in a bar and I hate bars. Like, I never want to hang out in bars. The only time I ever want to hang out in a bar is when I have like a close group of friends who, usually more than at least one, probably 3 to 5 at least, who I know are fun to hang out with, and we have the intention of getting drunk, and I have the excess cash to spend on overpriced drinks. That is the one situation where I actually want to hang out at a bar. Otherwise, I think they are very horrible situations for socializing, and especially for meeting new people.
The bar comparison.
I wouldn't say it's analogous to bars, but I am just saying it's a different mating market in which people do it.
I like the comparison though. Mohnish, because both are catered towards people who can signal good physical traits. Like the people in bars are, the person who gets your attention is the most attractive person, or the guy who's tall and like has social proof, something like that. Same thing with Tinder. Like you're going to have the best relative success if you're a good-looking dude, and your pictures show that you're an interesting person. Maybe you can get social proof through your pictures alone. I was gonna say someone like myself or Army. We're both very ugly and short. No, but realistically, I'm not like a super attractive guy. I don't look like I'm like disabled in my face, but that's I'm not a relatively attractive guy. I'm not really tall or anything like that. It's not really a great I guess mating market for myself, because my strength is my personality and my conversational ability.
Right. I mean, okay, so I do want to preface this. You are a good-looking guy, because the two women.
Thanks, man. I was just complimenting.
He was compliment fishing. No, the two women that have been on our podcast, so Karen Lee and Laura Ko, have both commented that you're a good-looking dude. And also, my girlfriend, when she first met you, commented on how that you were attractive. So I wouldn't say
that's because they all have an Asian fetish. Okay? We found the 3 people in the world that have it.
Yeah. And I mean, you're not so good looking to where you're walking down Broadway just like picking up chicks and Hollywood actresses, but like you're a good looking dude. I wouldn't say that you're like. I wouldn't say you're
Army. Do you have any compliments for me?
You're you have nice tones.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Do you guys want to read off some messages from Tinder? Curious.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just haven't used mine in so long.
Fuck yeah, baby.
That's what I like to do. All right, so this is the first.
Let me just peruse through my thousands of matches. Give you my highlight reel.
This is the first Tinder message I've ever sent, and it is. I am deeply ashamed of it. It is 2014 is when I sent it.
Oh man, this is great.
Yeah. Okay, so I deeply regret that it is my unfortunate duty to bring to your attention that you are above and beyond our maximum standards of look. You are clearly a 9 out of 10, and here on Tinder, we only have a 6.5 or 10 maximum. Your account will be closed unless you reply to this message with your full name, Snapchat, phone number, favorite flower, how many marshmallows you can fit in your mouth at once, just curious, and if you prefer Mexican or Chinese cuisine. This is very serious, and I would advise you not to take this message lightly.
Incredible. By the way, so funny. That's so funny. I would have sucked your dick instantly. It wouldn't even
this got some good old-fashioned radio silence. I feel like I sent that to somebody else as well, and she goes, "Do you use that on every girl? A for effort." And I'm like, "I'm just trying to warn you before your account closes. I'm looking out for you." And she's like, "Props to you." And yeah, it's so bad. And then I say,
"You're the worst, dude."
Yes. Yeah. And then I'm like, "I do what I can to make the world a better place." And she goes, "Ha ha 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 ha. Solid." It's so bad. It's so bad. It's so bad. Kevin, you got one?
Okay, well, mine is not as glamorous as yours. First Tinder message I have saved. I think I definitely had more before this, but they must have unmatched me. I don't know. But this is all it is. To a girl named Cindy. Shit. Does this mean we are boyfriend and girlfriend now?
Yes. I remember this. Nice. Also, I'd like to just be on the record that one girl texted me shave or trim, and I never replied to that. So.
What?
She messaged you that first?
Yeah. Yeah, that was easily the most ridiculous message I've ever got.
Did you get scared?
Yeah, no, I called the police when that happened.
Somebody's making cyber threats to me on Tinder.
She's gonna trim my bush. What the fuck?
What do you propose we do about this? Yeah, I just wanted to say that one, I was thinking about, because honestly, I hadn't really thought about why I don't like online dating that much. But I think another reason is that it's really easy to fall into the trap of thinking that because you're swiping on Tinder while you're going to the bathroom, that you're actually putting an effort into finding somebody you like. It's very easy to use that as an excuse instead of doing the stuff that actually matters, like going out and meeting people.
Yeah.
Because I still think, like, while certain people, I think in some situations can get away with just online dating and exclusively, I have never liked that. And I think for most people, it should be more of an adjunct or an addition to their dating life rather than as a replacement. But it's really easy to let it become that. So that's why I don't think I have any dating profiles on my phone right now. I might have Bumble still because I downloaded that like a few months ago to play with it. Yeah. Here
is one of them in her profile. It says, "Send me cat puns or I won't reply." So I text her, "I'd send you a ton of puns, but honestly, most of them are catastrophic." She goes,
"You're disgusting."
She goes, "Clever." And then I'm like, "Thanks. Hope you're proud of me." And then I jumped off my balcony because I was so ashamed of what I said to her.
Guys, nothing else matters. I just got a match.
Dude, there needs to be a song, like a Lonely Island song.
Wait. This is a great opportunity. Let's craft my message to this girl I just matched with.
Dude, yes.
Right now, live.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Here, here's what you say. Have you seen the movie Seven?
No, shut the fuck up. You know, Army, you are barred from this podcast for that comment. They were texting, "What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box? Oh, what's in the box?"
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Actually, you know what?
Say, "Hello, my name is Kevin. I am on a podcast right now, and we're doing research for our dating segment."
Honestly, you should just text her, "What's in the box?" And then have a gif of like Brad Pitt crying.
She actually seems like a very cool person.
What is her profile?
So,
all her pictures are like her from a down, like first one is her looking attractive, and the rest are her from a downward angle, like doing the double chin thing, eating various food items. It's actually pretty awesome.
That's awesome. Dude, so I think a huge problem with most guys on Tinder is that they all try to know the women through the app. Like they try to facilitate as much conversation, but they never actually make the step to meet them in real life. And also they try to get validation. They're like, yeah, so like they basically in their head they're like, all right, so like I gotta like say the magic words and then she's gonna be down to fuck in 5 minutes. And like, dude, like what you need to do, what I've done that has semi-worked has been, and that I've heard from Charlie Hone on the podcast, was basically you should just try to transition and make it so that you can get the girl in real life and meet her out for a quick coffee, meet her at a bar, and meet her somewhere that's low investment, right? So if you know, if like a lunch date is very good because you meet the girl for 15 minutes, and if she thinks you're a crazy person, she can get the fuck out of there, right?
Yeah. The guys on the mating grounds suggested that Joe, I mean, I'm pretty sure for them, at least how much I've progressed in the podcast, the way that he messages people on Tinder is he literally just says coffee or gelato, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they answer, and if it goes well, he basically instantly after matching with them tries to set up a time for them to meet in person, set up a date with them in person, which I think is pretty brilliant. Instead of doing a 7-paragraph long opener like Mohnish.
Yeah, and also he's gotten so many dates. In fact, I'm pretty sure if you listen to the Helping Joe series, all of those dates are through Tinder. I would like to make the point that obviously multiple people have different experiences and different preferences of what they like to do. Like, I'm sure, Army, you like meeting women in different scenarios, but like,
what are you trying to say? What are you trying to say?
What I'm saying is essentially that online dating is a great avenue. It's something that's new and it's exciting, and I think, it's been responsible for so many great relationships, and if you can take advantage of it.
Yeah.
You know, I just kind of. Sorry,
I just want to say, like, I definitely know a few people, including a good friend of mine, and they've been dating, 2 good friends of mine. They've been dating for, I think, 2 years. They met on Tinder. So it absolutely can be helpful. I just don't like it.
I kind of just now, as we were talking about it, I've always wondered, because I fucking hate Tinder too, Army. Yeah. I hate online dating in general. And I've always kind of wondered why I hate it so much. And I think I just found out the way to articulate it is I don't like conversing over text with somebody before I meet them in real life because of the expectation it creates and then the anxiety that I get surrounding whether or not I can live up to the expectation of who I am over text.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, yeah, just like, I don't know. I would say for me, it's very similar. It's just, I don't like the impersonal nature of it. I like being able to get to know somebody and learn more about what they're like before I really like commit to anything, whether it's like a few lines of text, even if it's something that simple. I just feel like too, it's a major distraction from other things I want to be focused on.
True.
Yeah.
I think I would slightly disagree with that. Obviously,
you're supposed to agree with me, man. Come on.
Disagree with what, Mohnish?
I would disagree with the sense that if you're looking for somebody, you should put some concerted effort into it. And using different avenues, different channels, like online dating, is actually an amazing thing to do. Obviously, Army, if you don't like it, you don't like it. I'm not gonna like convince you to like it. But I mean, the research is kind of cool. Is that online dating has exploded for heterosexual couples, but also, dude, for homosexual couples. So for the LGBT community, huge, right? So meaning it is hard to find someone who's of the same orientation as you are. But online, you can automatically get access to that, and it's actually extremely really cool.
Yeah, I can see how it'd be especially helpful if like you're in a smaller town or something where it's still not as openly accepted. I mean, I live in San Francisco. It's the LGBT capital of the world, so it's not, I don't think, as influential here, but especially elsewhere, I think I could see how that would be really helpful.
Yeah, and dude, the key with your point is relevant, Army, because even though, you don't prefer, online dating, I think you should, and I think you should, but even though you don't prefer that, it's baked in sort of the general awareness that you should be going out and meeting people, right? And that's the main thing, right? So whether or not you use the tools of online dating or you actually do that in real life by joining clubs, by joining extracurricular activities, by going to events and meeting people, the main point of all this is that these are just tools and mechanisms to get you to meet people in real life, right?
Yeah, and I think the general premise behind online dating is genius. It's essentially creating individualized search engines that allow you to connect with people who have very similar goals and ideals and beliefs as you, which is, again, on paper, just simplifies the whole process. I'm not partial to it. So.
Yeah, and also, we also live, I understand guys' frustration. I mean, there's been so many times when I've been looking at my Tinder account and I'm just like, dude, there's no girls that like me, and it's just, it's so frustrating and it feels so futile. But we also live, because there is more choice that we have now as far as potential mates and potential partners. We live in sort of the flakiest generation ever, right? Like, people are very, very apt to cancel on you, to reschedule, right? Whereas 30 years ago, you make a lunch date with a friend, if they don't show, like as Aziz Ansari would say, if they don't show up at 7:45, probably Jerry died, right? Jerry is dead, okay? There was a car that came in speeding down the highway and just took out Jerry. So now we live in a generation where, if one day doesn't work on, we'll go to the next. If we don't like some small quirk, we'll go on to the next person. There was a story in Aziz Ansari's book, Modern Romance, where his friend was like, yeah, so like she was perfect in every way, great looks, great personality, but she's not a Cubs fan. And I wanted to just do a giant face palm to my face immediately. And I mean, I think the key takeaway is that with this sort of the paradox of having more choice is that we give each choice less time, right? I would, people are more complex than we make them out to be. I would give them more of a shot, right? Like, instead of trying to meet every person on your Tinder profile, just kind of get to know fewer people and try to deepen that relationship and try to know them and be friends with them.
I would agree with that.
Because people can surprise you. People can surprise you. I mean, the girl that I'm dating now, when I first met her, I thought she was very attractive, but I I had no idea that she'd be like the love of my life, right? The girl of my life, right? And she is, and it was only because not because
Kevin.
it was because I took the time, and she did too, to get to know each other, which I think did us both really well in the long run, and I'm glad I did.
I think oftentimes people are not using Tinder as a means of getting to know other people, though, and I think I think there is relative success of the application as a means of finding people to hook up with or engage in a very short-term relationship with. In fact, that's how most of the people that I know that use it, that's what they're using it for, at least males.
Yes, so Tinder, Bumble, they're all short-term mating, right? So it's all hookups, one-night stands, to medium term, right? No one's going to find a wife on Tinder. But the thing is, even in short term, the woman still has to know you, and you still have to know the woman, right? Even if it is a one-night encounter, right? One of the cool things that the researcher said is basically when you have short-term preferences versus long-term preferences, the preferences of people shift, right? Like Kevin.
True.
Dude, Kevin, there's been maybe a million times when you're like, dude, that girl, I would sleep with her so hard, but would never date her in a million years. She's the worst person on. Like, you've said that multiple times, and then there'll be other times when you'll be like, dude, I would love to date her, and she's not just a one night hookup and forget kind of thing, right? And women are doing the same to us, right? Like, oh, that guy's great. He's kind of an asshole, but like, he's really great in the sack, and just like that kind of thing. Whereas, whereas long-term preferences are more like, is he a good guy? Would he make a good dad, right? Would he make a good partner? Is he fun? Is he emotionally reliable? Is he emotionally stable?
Hey, thank God I'm none of those things. Am I right, Army?
High five.
Dude, okay,
yeah,
so
I just want to say that since we're on the topic of relationship dynamics in online dating, I love it when on Tinder there's the little like token message on a girl's profile that says, just looking to meet friends, hi, like something like that. It's you're so delusional.
Yeah. None of it. By the way, every girl knows that you want to fuck right now, the day before, the day afterward, 2 years from now. Like, all the girls are very acutely aware that guys are generally down all the time, whereas women are choosier, right? They are much they're I mean, they, of course, if you're a good guy, you show her you're safe, you're a cool guy, you're not crazy, you're not schizophrenic, you're not a social threat to her or an emotional threat to her, and you show those cues off, then yeah, she's down to pursue a relationship with you, whether it's short term or long term. But you got to show that first in real life, because, dude, on her end, guys are the worst. I've seen my girlfriend's Tinder profile, and it's like 40 dudes like, yo, what's up? Or, hey, you're really cute. Like, oh, dude,
like,
I love that ass.
Here's a picture of my penis. I think you might like this picture of my wiener for some reason.
Every guy is doing that. Every guy is doing that. Like, yeah.
Here's how I would describe the feed on a woman's Tinder, because I have a few female friends who've shown me theirs too. It's
I had
like
no idea
if you were
female friends, but go on.
Shut up. It's like if you recorded every initial conversation from like an awkward high schooler about like talking to a girl and then shoved it into like a text form and then added a bunch of like people who have no inhibitions or social intelligence and then shoved that in there too. Like, yeah.
I would love if I just scrolled through a girl's matches and got a quick preview of each conversation, and it was just like, dick pic, dick pic, dick pic, dick pic, dick pic. How's it going? Haha. Dick pic, dick pic, dick pic. We should chill. LOL. Dick pic, dick pic, dick pic, dick pic.
So Bumble, I have no idea what this is. I actually completely dismissed it when I first heard of it. Kevin has told me about his Bumble adventures. Kevin, I downloaded the app just for this episode, and I'm gonna make myself an account and not really just to try it out. Kevin, as I'm doing that, can you tell me what it is? Because from what I understand, basically, so the normal dynamic with women and men is men pursue women, and then women choose, right? They get to choose from the guys. This actually flips that script, right? And it flips sort of the naturalistic tendency that men, talk to a woman first, and then women choose those guys. And I thought it was going to fail because of that. But here's the cool kind of ticking time bomb that's implanted in the device, from what I understand, is that the women match with guys. And then if they do not message the guy, it goes away in 24 hours, meaning there's an actual internal mechanism that makes them, that forces them to take action, or they're going to lose that match for the rest of their life, right? Other than that, so one of the cool... yeah.
I love how you were like, okay, so while I'm doing this, Kevin, explain what Bumble is. And then you proceeded to give the most in-depth explanation of what the application was, down to the code behind the application.
Yeah, Mohnish, you're really good at like asking a question, and then unless that person is like,
no, I can answer it way better.
Yeah, you're like, anyway.
I kind of what I was saying was I kind of wanted to explain your experience on the app, I guess, as I'm looking at the app. But yeah, go on.
Yeah, I mean, my experience with the app is pretty poor. I've not used it as extensively as I've used Tinder, but I mean, the only girl I've matched with on Bumble, I think, is a girl that I previously matched with on Tinder, and our conversation was basically just like, well, hi again, how's it going? I don't know. I think conceptually it's a very cool concept, and I think it's very attractive to men too, because it makes it seem like, oh, we don't have to do a lot of work, or we don't have to put ourselves out there, because when we match with a girl, we are expecting that they're going to message us first. But I think oftentimes the application doesn't really. I don't think. First of all, I don't think girls are messaging every single guy they match with, because it's going to be the same thing for them on Bumble that it is with Tinder, where they're going to match with every single fucking person they swipe right to, right? Yep. So there's no way they're going to spend the time to handcraft a message to every single one of those people, I don't think. So I think you're gonna run into the same issues with Bumble as you do with Tinder, but that's just my anecdotal view of it.
So I'm on the app. Yeah.
I was just gonna say that I think I agree with Kevin. I think Bumble will do well. I've played with it a little bit, haven't had any success with it, but I do like the concept, and I think again it's going to be more popular for guys. But I don't see it ever taking off the way Tinder will. And yeah, I don't know.
I think the other thing is the the Tinder trend, I think, I don't want to say it's died out because obviously it's still a very popular application. But when it was very trendy, I don't know, maybe like a year and a half, 2 years ago. I'm not really exactly sure because I was in a relationship when it kind of blew up. But I think they're not as populated with people as they used to be a while ago. So yeah. I think Bumble's a little late to the party.
Yeah, so
I would agree with that.
I'm on the app, and it's just showing the updates. It's introducing BFF. Go to your settings to select BFF and find other people looking for friends to add to their squad. So not ever doing that. The squad.
Your boys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, something else I want to say about Bumble. I am convinced that they front load the matches based on attractiveness. Like every time I opened that app when I was playing with it, even more so than Tinder, the first 5 women I would see on there would be just drop dead gorgeous.
I can almost guarantee, Army, that the algorithm counts for the amount of right swipes that other girls are getting. So it does front load the ones who are getting the most right swipes.
Absolutely, because it was like a hockey stick like drop off, and I was like, oh, like
the reason this is such a guy thing. But one of my buddies, I'm just gonna name drop him. His name's Mark. He downloaded Bumble.
Oh, Mark!
I was sitting next to him, and he was kind of just. I think he was going through it, and I was like, how is that? Like, how is that application? He's like, oh, dude, the girls on this are way hotter than Tinder. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll download it right now, and I did.
Yeah,
no, because it would be basically a PR disaster if the internal developers for Bumble were like choosing like the attractive women just to be front-loaded on the app. Yeah. So I'm reading these instructions. Blah blah blah. Filters. Oh my god, this is so. Oh yeah.
See, it's so much work.
All these apps are so easy to use, but like Tinder, you have to have the IQ of a jellyfish to not be able to use Tinder, because literally all it is you see a woman, you just grunt at her, and then you swipe left or right depending on how high pitched your grunt is. And you're like, right?
Well, that girl's attractive. I like her. Can you send her a message for me and then tell her that be on the lookout for an Asian guy. He's got a Bumble too.
He doesn't look like the other ones. I promise.
I have an Asian friend. He has a very small penis, but he's a great dude.
Oh, very small, very minuscule.
Oh, so small.
Oh, so small.
Yeah. But this is also, I want to make this a testament. Basically, guys essentially have no idea what they're doing. And obviously, women might be in a similar camp, but from what I understand, guys are just not. I'm going to look up this message from, I'm going to call her Aladdin too. Yeah, so on this Tinder message, I matched with her a while back, and she goes, "Just wanted to wish you a happy Valentine's Day. Hope you got to spend it with people you care about." And then I was like, thanks, you too. But what I really saw there was that women are so much better people than guys sometimes. It's absolutely absurd.
No.
Can you imagine guys in it?
I think that, wow, what is she, the nicest human being ever? Who the fuck does that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna message this scrub ass lanky Indian on Tinder that I matched with. I want to make sure his Valentine's Day is going okay. Because hers probably went like shit, dude. That's why she messaged that shit to you.
Yeah, like I agree with Kevin. That's on the one hand that could be really nice. On the other hand, that's a little weird considering you guys literally knew nothing about each other. Like you probably messaged on Tinder.
Oh no, it was absolutely weird, but I also appreciated it. It was kind of like a random act of kindness when like some random person does something really nice for you. You're like, that was really weird, but thank you.
I don't know. I agree, but on the other hand, I could totally see what Kevin's saying, where she's like in the back of her house, like with tears running down.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
If she met, first of all, Mohnish, I agree with you. That's very, very nice thing to say to somebody. I mean, I would have appreciated that for sure.
Yeah.
It touched my heart more than shave or trim. So that she's got that going for her.
That's a high standard.
Yeah.
Can you message her again for me, please?
Yeah.
And tell her to be on the lookout like we previously did.
Yeah, dude. Any last thoughts from you guys?
I don't know.
Yeah, I would say.
Did we have any advice? We didn't. We just talked about.
I think we just talked. I would say let's go through.
Here. This is what we should do. Ready? Quick. Just shoot it out there. Tinder advice. No shirtless pics.
Oh, okay. Yes. All right. Yeah, all right.
Rotate.
By the way, so if you are a dude and you have a shirtless photo of yourself in a bathroom and it's a mirror selfie right now, I want you to delete your Facebook. I want you to sell your house, and I want you to go to Times Square. I want you to go have a huge sign, take a microphone, and be like, "Hey guys, I'm the stupidest man alive," and then punch yourself in the dick. Because I swear to God, I've seen it on my girlfriend's Tinder, and I'm like, dude, you have no taste. You have no taste if that is the sort of things that yeah.
Our downloads just decreased by 300%. I have the iTunes analytics right next to me right now.
Everyone from Venice Beach, California, doesn't. It's just not on there anymore.
Also,
bro.
I mean, you're really not attractive. Women, so guys, especially in short-term mating, as we were joking about before we recorded, guys kind of care about hot. Like the girls gotta be. The girls got to be attractive, right? That's the main indicator, especially with short term, right? Whereas long term, you care about, is she kind, is she emotional stable, do you feel the love, all those cues. Men care about attractiveness cues more than women do, right? So essentially, if you are not a good looking dude and you've got a lot of things going for you, you're really funny, you have really, especially in Tinder where you have very few signals to actually show to people. If you have incredible photos that show you, having social proof, you have you with friends, doing cool things photos that show that you're an adventurous guy, you're a safe dude, and you're an interesting person. And also the Tinder bio, right? So you see the Tinder bio, and it's funny, it's self-deprecating, it's interesting, and it actually connects with the girl. You have a much more likelihood, you have a bigger likelihood of making more matches, right? And it's funny because when my girlfriend was talking about Tinder, like when I did it, I was just kind of, I would see the first photo and I would swipe right or left, whereas she would look at every photo, read the Tinder profile, and really kind of do investigative research on the dude before swiping left or right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the best... Sorry.
Go ahead, Kevin. No, you. Go.
All right. I feel like the best way to approach creating your Tinder profile and using it is kind of, you want to create an accurate representation of yourself in the application.
Yes.
Your branding should be, how can I put pictures up and, do a bio or whatever else there is that accurately represents how I actually am. So maybe if you actually are just a cocksucking douchebag, you should just saturate your entire profile with shirtless pics of you in a mirror, because maybe that's an accurate representation of you, and maybe you'll match with the girls who have pictures of like literally their tits being shoved up into their chin, because that's clearly the focus of the picture instead of normal stuff.
Those do exist. It's funny when you mentioned the pictures, because when I think about it, I actually do have some good pictures. It's just, I don't know. I think I feel like the pictures have to be perfect, which is probably my problem. And I think honestly what Kevin said is the best. Like, for Tinder especially, pictures are the number one thing. That's what people look at, especially for guys. Like, they often just don't even read it. And I think many girls are like that too. Justine's probably just a wonderful person. But I would imagine not every girl like reading through every profile very carefully. It's like Tinder is built on pictures. So I would say the best thing.
I mean, but from what I understand, this is not based on any research. So it's completely anecdotal and it might be false. But from what I understand, other girls tend to look through the photos. You're right. It's all photos, right? But I don't mean she's like spending 25 minutes on each Tinder swipe. She just like swipes through every photo. Whereas with guys, we look at the first photo and like literally it takes 0.5. Yeah, it takes 0.5.
Okay. I'd agree. I'd say like it definitely varies, but generally speaking, I would say guys are definitely more instantly swipe left or right based on the first picture that pops up, whereas girls probably are more likely to scroll through your other pictures and maybe look at your bio.
Yes. Okay. But I would say the best way to go about getting pictures probably isn't like staging like, oh, I'm going to schedule this day to take Tinder photos. It's more of, again, like going back to Kevin's point about an honest representation of who you are. Like when you're out doing something that you enjoy, like hand your phone to somebody else and be like, hey, just snap a few pictures while I'm not noticed. Like while I'm not looking of me doing stuff.
Absolutely.
I think one of the reasons I also am not as wild about online dating is that I think many people do look at it, and this is true for men and women, as the same way they look at other social media outlets. And that's how can I make myself look way cooler than I am? And it's all like selfies and these very obviously staged photos.
Yeah.
I think one of the best ways you can stand out is by having just somebody else take photos when you are not 100% prepared, not when you're not like looking right into the camera all the time, when you're just doing stuff that you enjoy. So yeah, I don't know. That's just an idea. Again, I have no idea if there's any research.
So I like how Kevin agreed with you a little bit on the don't take a Tinder profile shoot, because I'm pretty sure me and Kevin are planning one for
Yes.
Kevin.
Yes.
So,
but it's different because I'm a very out there weird theatric person anyways. So having like pictures that are intentionally ridiculous, I feel does actually represent
myself that works for you
accurately.
Yeah. Also, if you have no taste in photos, like you're getting no swipes or matches or whatever, get some female friends to basically harass you until you have good photos and that you're doing well on the platform, because they will probably. So the thing is, the trap you can fall into is that if you listen to one female friend, she's going to pick preferences based on her preferences and probably not do preferences based on the aggregate, right? So like women in general have different preferences than individualized women, in the same way that men in general have different preferences than individual men.
I agree. Yeah.
I concur.
I concur. No selfies. No selfies. If you're a guy, unless they're fucking sick. Like if you have some crazy shit.
If you're like riding an alligator, yeah.
Yeah, if you were doing some crazy weird shit and you did a selfie while you were doing it and it looks hilarious or very cool, yeah, absolutely. But typically, no, don't do that shit. I was a big fan of the pizza profile. This girl that I just matched with earlier, where she just had double chin pizza eating. I was a big fan of that. But.
Yeah. But if you're a guy and you can't put it into a Red Bull commercial, then you probably shouldn't be taking a selfie.
Sweet. So this is the last episode of season 1. But we got season 2 rolling around the corner, and we're pretty stoked about season 2. It's going to be, so we're releasing just on Tuesdays now. So this week we'll release behind the scenes. Next week we'll release a teaser for season 2. And the week after that we're going to release season 2. It's going to drop very quickly. Like no big 3-month break. We're going to drop season 2 extremely quickly. We're actually, producing once a week now, so just Tuesdays, but we're gonna up the quality, up the production, more segments, more variety, more people on the show, and yeah, it's gonna be awesome. And yeah, thanks to Army co-hosting, Kevin being my number 2 in command, love you, brother. Justine for being amazing and giving feedback on each episode. Vishali, my sister, for helping me come up with the podcast content in the first place, which is incredibly hard, and providing feedback, and CJ Beats for the music. This is Real Talk, signing off.